Hi everyone, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to my Christmas in November series. All month long, I'm going to be bringing you projects to inspire you for the upcoming gift-giving holiday season. That's a little bit of a tongue twister for me there. All right, so before we begin, I want to remind you of a few giveaways I have and offers that I have going on right now. So my first is my Stuff the Stocking giveaway. For every order placed through me in November, I will be placing an item in this Christmas stocking that I have off camera. It could be a retired product, a card, new product, etc. And there's no purchase minimum, but you must use my host code to qualify. And every order is a single entry. So if you place like 2 or 3 orders, you'll get, 2 orders, you'll get 2 entries, 3 orders, 3 entries, etc. And then on December 1st, I will pick a person from these entries and they will be the winner and they'll win the stocking and everything inside. So that is my way of saying Merry Christmas to one lucky person. So for those customers that do place an order of at least $50 before shipping and tax, my free gift this month is any item of your choice under $10. It excludes 12 by 12 papers and large grid papers just because they cost too much to ship. But you can read all about my free gift, and I also offer a way for you to earn a free $50 shopping spree. If you look up my Campfire Rewards program on my blog, you can read all the details about that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started with today's project. Today's project holds a Starbucks Peppermint Mocha treat tube and a little hot chocolate spoon that I got actually from Target last year. They should be coming out with these fairly soon. I had this left over, but if for some reason you can't find this one and you can only find the Peppermint Mocha treat tubes, then it holds the Peppermint Mocha treat tube just fine too, and it looks really cute. So I just happened to have these hot chocolate spoons left over from last year, and I thought they were really cute. They should be available. I tried looking online over the last couple years. It seems like they've had them, and they're about you get 4 of them in a pack for like $4.99, but they, you know how Target is. They always have coupons and stuff like that. So I do know that they are currently carrying the Peppermint Mocha latte packets, because I did go over there yesterday and I saw them. My Target is still they're still putting all of their Christmas stuff out, so I imagine within the next couple weeks you'll be able to get these little spoons, but like I said, if not, it's no big deal. Okay, so we're going to be using the Warm Hugs dies and the Heartwarming Hugs stamp set, and then this paper is from the 'Tis the Season paper. It's really cute. So all right, so the 'Tis the Season paper, I've already cut it down. It is, I have my measurements here, 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. Now remember, when you cut anything that has a pattern like this, keep in mind which direction the pattern is going when you want it to lay down. We don't want the candy canes to be sideways. We want them to be straight up and down. So that narrower section you want to cut, it's hard to explain. So you want to cut the section going straight up and down that is a little bit narrower, and then when you turn it on your paper trimmer to the side, this is what you want to line up at 3 3/8. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so and then we have our shaded spruce, which I've already scored. So this is actually 10 3/4 by 4 1/2, and on the long side I scored it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 3 1/2, and 4 inches. And then I rotated it sideways and I scored it at 6 3/4 and 7 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish, or fold and crease, whichever terminology you like to use, whichever one's easier for you to remember, all of my score lines. This is a really quick and easy treat holder. You could make a bunch of these for a holiday party or a neighborhood get together. I think would be really fun. They're really quick and easy, and they really are great little gifts for somebody. Okay, so I have my paper snips here. And what we're gonna do is we are going to cut these little, make sure you can see them, these little score lines, not to the first one, but to the second horizontal score line. So I'm gonna cut those in. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Okay. Now, this longer section up here, we're actually gonna cut these two panels away. If you have longer crafting scissors, those would be ideal for cutting those. I don't have any just yet. I've been meaning to go to the store and get some, so all I have are my little paper snips, so bear with me while I cut these long strips. But if you have longer craft scissors that can cut quicker, that would be ideal. Like, I know Stampin' Up! Used to sell, before I was a demonstrator, they sold those nice, long, beautiful shears that could cut in this section probably in like 2 snips. But okay, and so now for these little tabs that we have here, we're actually gonna cut the small square away. We don't need that one. Okay, so this is what it will look like. You have these little tabs and then this piece here. So what we're gonna end up doing is kind of folding it all the way over, right? So we're gonna put some tear and tape on these little tabs right here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna also put tear and tape on these tabs. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So on the small tab, or on the outermost tabs where this box is gonna be made, we're gonna put tear and tape there. We're not gonna take the backing off just yet. We're just adding the tear and tape, and then a little piece of tear and tape on these little flaps also. I love tear and tape, especially for 3D projects. It is really, really strong. So I really like that hold that you get from tear and tape. So before we start assembling it too, I'm just going to, I like to round these edges. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. This actually wasn't a very smooth one. Here we go. Much better. All right. So first we're gonna take off the tear and tape from these little flaps. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool and use the little spatula to kind of lift up that paper backing. Okay. And then we can stand this up. Okay, so this is the easiest way, is to just kind of stand it up. Make sure you can see it. So kind of stand it up like a chair, I guess, and then fold the little flap so that the crease is even with the corner, and kind of do that on this side too. So you're just sitting it up like a chair and then pinching that flap. Okay, so now again, we'll take our backing off of here. Oh, and you know what would have been easier is if I would have put my DSP on before I started putting my box together, but that's okay, we can still do it. But for you guys making this at home, I would recommend putting your designer series paper on the front before you assemble the box portion. So, okay, so now for this part, it's a little bit easier. It's kind of the same. You're just gonna kind of try to do one side at a time, lining up the edge of the box with the back there. Okay. And then same with this, kind of just fiddle with it just a little bit. And then we're gonna hold it closed, get that seam right along the edge there, and then use your finger to kind of press it down. Okay, good. So now we've got our box base. So now we're gonna take our designer series paper and our seal, and we're gonna put that on. And like with many of my projects, there's always just a little slight border around the paper, or This top part's pretty close, but that's okay. All right, so there's the basic box. So now we're gonna do our decoration. So I have some real red paper, and I'm gonna get, if you have an embossing buddy that you can rub along, or some anti-static bag that you can rub on your paper, it's very helpful. If you don't, just try not to touch the paper too much, because the oil from your fingers will draw in that embossing powder. So I have the Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy from the Warm Hugs stamp set. Where'd that stamp set go? I was gonna try to show it to you guys. I have it buried off camera somewhere, but anyway, so I am going to, actually, sorry about that. We're not gonna do that one first. We are actually going to do, where did it go? Oh, the little, so it's like a little hexagon with like an embroidered ribbon shape there. So we're just gonna lay it on our block and then press it down so it's right where we want it to be. And then we're gonna use our Versamark. It's easier to stamp the circle and then stamp the sentiment inside the circle. So that's why I switched it up on you guys a little bit. Okay, and now our Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy. We'll stamp in the middle here. Perfect. Now we're going to take our white embossing powder and put that there. Oh, let's cover up our Versamark too and get that out of the way. Okay. So now we're going to use our heat tool. I'm going to try to do this so you can see. It gets really hot though, but you'll be able to see it kind of turn and melt when it's ready. Right now it's real powdery. See, the Eat and the Drink are starting to turn and get more glossy. And that's how you know it's just about done. Okay, so we've got that done. So now we're gonna bring in our embossing machine and emboss our sentiment. Or not emboss, but die cut rather. So we have a number 1 plate, a number 2 plate, our bottom cutting plate. We're gonna put the hexagon over. Stampin' Up! Just announced that the magnetic plates are no longer gonna be sold. They've had a lot of issues with it bowing. So they recommend, if you're not gonna use them anymore, or I mean, even if you didn't have the plate to begin with, just use washi tape to kind of hold your die in place. And then we'll take our top plate and crank that over. This is kind of hard to do with my left hand. I'm right-handed, but that's okay. Okay. So now we have our die cut there. All right. So again, that was using the little hexagon die from the Warm, what is it called? Warm Wraps dies. And then I already die cut a shaded spruce piece. I use this circle here. It gives it like a stitched shape, which I think is really cool. So I already die cut that, and we're gonna take our white embossed piece and we're just gonna use some seal and adhere that to the circle. Okay. We'll bring in our little treat holder. We'll put, I think I used 2 dimensionals. Oops, I already had 2 on my finger and didn't even realize it. So use 2 dimensionals and put that right in the center. And then most people who have watched me or watched my blog know that I love bows. So I'm gonna take a piece of the red braided linen trim here, and I'm gonna tie a little bow Just loop, swoop, and pull. And I actually cut off way more than I needed, but that's okay. And then we're gonna take a glue dot and might make my bow just a little smaller. There we go. We'll put a glue dot and put it right at the top. Snip the ends. I like a little bit more of an end, but that's okay. All right, and then just like with the other treat tube, you have your peppermint mocha, and if you can find them, we'll put our hot chocolate spoon in there too. So, all right guys, well I hope you've enjoyed this project today. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell so you never miss a video. If you need any supplies from today's project, I hope you'll purchase them on my online store, and don't forget to use my host code to get your free gift, Campfire Badge, and your entry into my Stuff the Stocking giveaway. I'll be back in a few days with another fun project. In the meantime, stay safe and have a great day. Bye!